The following is a lecture given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on January 23rd, 1977, in Bhuvanesvara, India.
Varnashrama dharma. 4 varnas and 4 ashramas. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. The Vedic culture means to execute the varnashrama. Now we are known as Hindus. So Vedic culture means this varnashrama. The Mohammedans from the other side of river Sindhu, they are called as Hindu. Actually, this word Hindu is not found in any Vedic scripture. So to accept this position, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyas is compulsory. It is not that one has to take sannyas as a fashion. No. Actually, it is absolutely necessary for any person at the last stage of life to accept sannyas. This Ramananda Raj also retired from the government service. He met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised him that now you retire from your governor's seat and come to Jagannath Puri, your home, and let us talk together about spiritual life. So in this way he retired. So all the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Siddhup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, Siddhir Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath, 6 Goswamis, the direct disciples of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were all in renounced order of life. About Goswamis, Srinivas Acharya, he has written Takta Turnam Asesha Mandala Patisane Sada Tuchava Dhutva Dina Ganeshako Karunaya Kopina Kanthasito. Please take out.
तिलक भी जा बाहर को.
The Takka Turnam Asesha Mandala Patisane. They were ministers. Naturally, their associates were very, very big zamindars and rich men. Asesha Mandala Patisane. Mandalapati means leaders, social, political. So, gave up their company. Why? Takta Turnam Asesha Mandala Patisane Sada Tuchava Bhutva Dina Ganeshako Karunaya Kopina Kanthasito. Dina Ganeshako, the poor, mass of people. We are thinking that we are advancing, but actually we are becoming poverty-stricken. So this very word is used, Dina Ganeshako Karunaya. So, this time is always, unless the social leaders, the leaders of the society, they take care of the mass of people to educate them. Dina Ganeshako Karunaya. If they do not become compassionate to the poor mass of people, who will deliver them? They are poor because they have no spiritual conception of life. So, that situation is always existing. Therefore, it is the duty of the leaders of the society, especially of the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, to take sannyas and preach Krishna consciousness to the mass of people. Dina Ganeshako Karunaya Kopina Kanthasito. Now we have got experience that many big leaders, in political field, we have seen this non-cooperation movement. They also took sannyas practically, but they could not live long because they could not tolerate the position of renouncement. And about the Goswamis, it is said, Taktva Churunamase Samandalapatisaneng Sada Tuchava Gutva Dina Ganeshako Karunaya Kopina Kanthasito Gopi Bhava Rasamrita Vilahari Kallola Magno Moho Bande Rupa Sanatana Vidu. There must be engagement, proper engagement. If the engagement is not Krishna consciousness, then this so-called sannyas will be failure. In Calcutta there was a big barrister, C.R. Das. He renounced everything, but he could not live long, very shortly he died. It was that position. For sannyas means to renounce for the supreme sannyas, not that. If one takes to Krishna consciousness, and if he renounces family life and teaches Krishna consciousness, then he will be happy, and the person, some of whom he will preach, they will be happy. We have seen practically many big sannyasis. They give up this world, Brahma Sattva Jagan Mithya. This world is Mithya, let me take sannyas. But unfortunately, they could not stand in that position. After a few years, they come down again in social work, in political work. That means they could not understand what is going on. That is stated, confirmed in this Shastra. Jannera bindakha vimukta manina tai astabhavat avasuddha buddhaya arhiya krichena param padam tataha patanti adha anadita jusmadanga. Jannera bindakha. Hey Arvindakha. Arvindakha is Krishna. The persons who are thinking that have become liberated, vimukta manina, then actually they are not mukta. Therefore, arjya krichena param padam, although they underwent very severe austerities and achieved the position in Nirvises Brahma, arjya krichena param padam. But because they could not understand, my Lord, your lotus feet, they patanti adha, they fall down. Just that in the modern age, they are going very high by aeroplane or Sputnik, but because they do not get a shelter either in the moon, planet or Mars, they again come down. So, simply speculative knowledge, philosophical knowledge will not give us actual shelter in the Nirvises, Nirakar, Brahma. Through truth, we can realize in 3 stages. This is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Vadanti tattva satyam jadjnanam adhyam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaneti sarvati. The Brahma Anubhuti is simply negation of this material world, Brahma Sattva Jagan Mithya. But Brahma Anubhuti is not final. We are part and parcel of Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha. So simply understanding of our eternity on Brahmasmi is not sufficient. So that is only appreciation of the eternity portion. And then if one further makes progress, the Paramatma, Paramatma means Chidamsa. And lastly, unless we come to the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, there is no Ananda. And every one of us Anandamaya Vyasa. God is also Anandamaya. We being part and parcel of God. We are also seeking after Ananda. So, you cannot get permanent Ananda either by Brahma realization or Paramatma realization unless you come to God realization, personality of Godhead. There is no Ananda. Ananda chinmaya rasa pratibhavitadhi stavijya eva nijarupa tayakadadi goloka eva nivasati akhilatma bhuta govindamadi purusam tamam gajan. Govinda, Krishna, is Ananda chinmaya rasa. He is in the Ananda chinmaya. His Ananda is not jara, rasa. It is chinmaya rasa. We should not understand or misunderstand. Krishna's lila is just like ordinary human activity. Srila Jiva Goswami has described this Krishna's Ananda, that Radha Krishna Pranay Vititi Azadini Shakti Asma Ekatmanavati Pura Deho Bhedo Vato Go Sri Chaitanya Prakata Madhuna Taddan Chaitkamaktam. So we should understand Krishna, how he is Ananda Chinmaya Vigraha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Ananda Chinmaya Vigraha, combination of Alladini Shakti, Srimati Radharani and Krishna together. Therefore the Vaishnava sings, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahe Anna. If we take shelter of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then there is possibility to understand the Krishna science. So this Krishna consciousness movement is trying to impregnate or push this movement throughout the world through the mercy of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, and actually it is happening by taking shelter of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These Europeans and Americans, although they are supposed to be born in Lecture Jan family, they are taking Krishna consciousness so seriously. Otherwise, it is very difficult to understand Krishna. Manusyanam sahasreshu paschid jatati siddhaye jatatam siddhanam paschid jetiman tattva. Out of many millions of persons, one is interested how to become perfect. Manusyanam sahasreshu paschid jatati siddhaye. Siddhi means to understand one's own position. We request everyone to take shelter of the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to understand Krishna. Sri Rupa Goswami, he has given his direction. Namo Mahavadharnaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratise Namo. Idea is, Sri Rupa Goswami offering his obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Namo Mahavadharnaya, the greatest munificent charity, charitable person. Because you are giving Krishna prema. Nobody can understand Krishna, but you are giving Krishna prema. Namo Mahavadharnaya Krishna prema pradayate. Krishnaya, Krishna Chaitanya. You are Krishna. You have appeared again as Krishna Chaitanya. Therefore I offer my gift. Similarly, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was the learned scholar Pandit in the assembly of Maharashtra Sabha Pandit, that he also has written many verses. One of them is that Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shikha Sameta Purusha Purana Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sarira Dhari Kripam Buddhija Stamaham Prabhadri. This Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the same person. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti. In order to teach Krishna consciousness, He has now appeared as Krishna Chaitanya. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yogam Sikkhatameka Purusha Purana Shasvata Purana. Krishna is the Purana. Navajauvanancha, the Brahma Samhita it is said. Advaita Achyute Anadi Ananta Rupam Adyam Purana Navajauvan. He is the oldest person, Adi Purush, but Navajauvan. So, in every way, you will find that if we want to understand Krishna, then we have to take shelter of this Krishna's renounced order of life in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one of the confidential devotees, was a Oriya, this Ramananda Raj and Sikhi Maiti. So it is a great opportunity for the Oriyas to understand Krishna consciousness and through the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are discussing the talks between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Raj. You will kindly hear and take advantage of it and be benefited. Ramananda Raj, while talking with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was feeling little sinfulness because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a great sannyasi and coming from a very respectable Brahmin family. And Ramananda Raj, he belonged to the Koran caste of Orissa, and he was Grihastha at the same time in government service. So he was feeling little sinfulness that I am teaching Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when he was feeling like that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu encouraged him, Kiva Vipra Kiva Sudra Nasikane non, Jai Krishna Tattva Vetta Sei Guru. You become a sannyasi, or you become a Grihastha, or you are a Brahmin or a Sudra. The Krishna consciousness has nothing to do with these material things. If you know actually what is Krishna, then you can become Guru. Another place also Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said that Jai bhaje sei boro abhakta hincha Krishna bhajanete nahi jati kuladi vicha. Anyone who is a devotee, he is great. And who is not devotee, he may declare himself as great, but he is the most fallen. In the devotional service, there is no such distinction as jati and kula. So, if we follow, the example is there, in your country, Ramananda Raj, then wherever you are exalted. Narottam Das Thakur, he has also said, he is Acharya, Grihe ba bonete thake, ha gauranga bole jake, Narottam mage tara sanga. It doesn't matter whether he is a Grihastha or is a sannyasi. Bonete means Vanaprastha sannyasi. Wherever he may be, if he is actually a perfect devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how you want his association? No. Girheva bolete thake, ha gauranga bole jake, narottama mage tara sanga. So, Krishna Bhajan is so magnanimous, so exalted. In any position, you can become the greatest Guru, provided you follow the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How one can become perfect? Manmana bhava mad bhakta mad jaji mana namastu. 4 things. Simply think of Krishna, this chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So you remain Grihastha. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said, Namashraya kari thako apana kaje. In whatever occupation you are, remain there. There is no need of changing. But namasraya kuri. If you remain a grihastha, what is your loss? If you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And if there is gain, why don't you take it? Simple. And Krishna also said, Manavana bhava madhuvasta madhyaji maganavastu mame vaishasi asamsaya. These four things will get you back to home, back to Godhead. What is that? Simply think of Krishna. But from the very beginning, you want to understand the meaning of Krishna. Krishna is Nirakar, he has no hand, he has no leg, then how you think of it? You have to give up all this nonsense idea. Then wherever you live, you will be perfect by Krishna consciousness. But the special advantage is that people cannot become very much advanced in spiritual life. But for Kali there is a special consciousness. Kalau naseva 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 gadiyannata. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Yoti. And Srimad Bhagavatam also it is confirmed. Kirtanareva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Paramgaje. So, you remain Grihastha. It is now difficult to give up Grihastha life. But don't be merged into this black hole. Don't make black hole tell it. Be alive. Take to Krishna consciousness and you will. So there is no distinction in Krishna Bhajan. Whether one is a Grihastha or a sannyasi. He must take the science, then he is called.
Diksha from Guru also utters the name of Lord Krishna's devotion and
there is no devotion unless you go to a Guru. Forget it. Adu Gudbhasara. First thing, first business is to accept the bona fide Guru. Otherwise there is no devotion. It is simply false imitation. And this is the injunction of Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Adu Gudbhasara. Your first business is to approach bona fide Guru and take his asana. Otherwise there is no devotion. That has been the defect in the modern society. They imagine this business should be given up. You must follow. Sadhu Marganugavanam. This is prescribed by the Sadhu Guru. You have to accept that. You cannot manufacture your own.
To all the same heart and people who are living in this world and also wishing to attain God or just remember God, the priest or say about the God. Also the Namaskaram as Gurudev said that mentioned in the Gita, that all these are fruitless. The soul which is remembering God either in the form of Krishna, but he has not met a Guru, because to get a real Guru is a real occasion. It doesn't happen in the case of everyone. It's one in million get a chance to get a real spiritual guide. There are so many in the name of spiritual guide, and people fall prey because his inner soul anchors and inner soul thinks that this is my Guru and somehow I will accept whatever he says, and I will, the ultimate aim and objective is to love God or to recite his name, surrender to him.
This question has been answered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu while he was teaching Sri Rupa Goswami. এই রূপে ব্রহ্মাণ্ড ভ্রমিতে কোন ভাগ্যবান জীব গুরু কৃষ্ণ কৃপায় পায় ভক্তিরতা বীর. The Guru word is there. Guru Krishna, if you are actually anchoring after Krishna, the Krishna is within yourself. He will give you a Guru. He will give you a Guru. Guru Krishna Kripa. But we must be fortunate to get the real Guru. If I am unfortunate, I will not get Guru. Otherwise, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Guru Krishna Kripa Pai Bhakti Latavi Mali Hariya Saiji Karya Aropa. In this way, you find in the Chaitanya Chaitanya. So, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he accepted Guru, Ishwar. He is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself. As Sarva Bhattacharya said, that Vairagya Vidyarija Bhakti Purvam Siddhartha Meta Purusha Purana. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sarira Dhari. He is the Purusha Purana Krishna. But now he has appeared as Krishna Chaitanya. So he also accepted Guru. What to speak about? Krishna also accepted Guru. How you will get the ultimate goal of life without accepting Guru? Why do you manufacture this idea? There is no need of manufacturing. We have to follow. Mahajana Jina Bhavasapanta. If you manufacture, then you will be cheated. Don't do this. That has become a fashion, that you manufacture your own way of salvation. That is not possible. Therefore, Rupa Goswami stresses, Adar Buddhasana. The first business is that you must find out a bona fide Guru, then other things.
Buddha said that the only aim of a human being is to surrender to Sri Krishna, to the lotus feet of His Christmas.
Yes.
In India, especially, there are so many temples and gods and goddesses.
That has been described in the Bhagavad Gita. Those who are hitagyana, less intelligent, all these gods and gods are for them. Hitagyana. Kamastasya hitagyana jajante annadevata. Those who are after other demigods, they are hitagyana. Hitagyana is they have got little knowledge that is taken away by Maya. Maya, Hitagyana, these words are there. So this demigod worship is for the less intelligent class of man, not the actual intellectuals. Actual intellectual is he. Bahunab janmanavante jnanavan mahaga prabhupada. There is actual intelligence. When he surrenders to Krishna, Vasudeva Sarvamiti, Samahatma Vidya. So, the demigod worship is recommended for the less intelligent class of man. Otherwise, to surrender to Krishna is the highest stage of perfection. Yes, renunciation is the beginning of this material world. You cannot surrender to Krishna unless you renounce this. If you have got material necessity, sarvadharman parityajya, Krishna says, absolute surrender. And if you want material necessity, then you have got so many dharmas. This dharma, that dharma, social dharma, family dharma, national dharma, community dharma, and so on, so on. But Krishna demands sarvadharman parityajya. So it is not very easy thing. Therefore renunciation and surrender. Surrender means full renunciation, no reservation. And renunciation means you renounce something and keep something. That is the difference.